This is the story about Mario's last 3D All-Stars. I was online looking at chats about Mario games. After a little while, I randomly saw one comment from someone named D3 at TH. D3 at, I guess. This user was telling everyone that Mario has died. Everyone was commenting that he is not dead. Why would you say that? I decided to join in on this and said, D3 at is right. Mario has died, but he has extra lives to always come back. D3 Ath commented, "Thank you for acknowledging my statement. You accept that what I say. But Mario has lost his last life, so he's got a game over." The user ended his comment with a question mark, as if he wanted me to once again agree with him. "Yes," I responded, "but he can always just hit continue, so he's always going to come back to life." "There is no continue." I was confused. "What Mario game are you playing? Mario can't continue in any game." "But he can." "No, he can't." I started laughing to myself because in every single Mario game there's always a continue option. Even in the old Mario games, you get sent back to the very start, but you're still able to continue basically. Like you can keep playing as Mario. I started thinking that somehow D3 At had never played a Mario game before, at least never an official one. And the only Mario game he experienced was some online one, that once he lost all of his lives, the game just exited out on his computer and uninstalled itself, or something like that. I started feeling bad for the user because he never got to experience a truly great Mario game. I commented one last time, "Well, whatever game you're playing, it must be unfinished and really suck. You should try playing a real Mario game once in your life." D3 Ath did not reply after that, so I got offline. I started thinking how bad a game would actually be if you only got one chance to play through it. Then I started thinking about those Nuzlocke challenges people do while playing Pokemon. It's obviously not the exact same thing, but it's a pretty close example. Then I started thinking about the perfect run in Mario Galaxy 2. That's also a little similar. I say these two instances are similar and close, but they're more akin to how the original Mario games played, where if you lose, you have to replay everything from the very start. But once again, you can always just start over. There's always a continue. That makes me think about how I never got to the perfect run in Super Mario Galaxy 2. I had to learn about it online. I wish I had got to experience it before everyone told me about it and how hard it was, but I just never had enough motivation to collect all the stars in Super Mario Galaxy 2. I wish I had Super Mario Galaxy 2. I don't know where that game went. I wish Super Mario 3D All-Stars had Super Mario Galaxy 2. That would be awesome. And Mario 64 DS. Just add the upgrades. That would make Sunshine seem less special, I guess. You know what? I actually haven't played Mario 3D All-Stars in a while. I think I'll do it now. I got the game out and played one of the save files I had already started, just because I wanted to mess around, and it's better to do that in an already completed file, since everything's unlocked. Well, in this case, most things were unlocked, since I didn't quite finish the game. I started playing Mario 64 because every time I turn on 3D All-Stars, I always start with that one. I guess I just like to go in chronological order of when they were released. And for whatever reason, I went upstairs just to experience the endless staircase, because the concept of it always interested me, the creepiness of it. But what I hadn't realized was that this slightly creepy staircase was about to become a major nightmare. For whatever reason, when I finally decided to go back down the stairs to leave, Bowser's message popped up. Obviously, this is only supposed to play when entering the door, and when you don't have enough stars. The door is still supposed to open regardless, but this time, it didn't open. No matter how many times I went up and down to try again, I was not allowed out. My first thought was obviously a glitch, I could have tried to turn off the game, but I was being stubborn. I did not want this room to keep me locked in here. Since I thought this was a glitch, I decided to do a glitch to get out of this area. The BLJ. I was never able to pull it off, and I wasn't sure if that was even possible in 3D All-Stars in the first place, but I decided to do it anyways. After a few attempts, I had no success. I really did not have the skills to be able to do this. That's why I was really surprised when the next attempt came along, I actually was able to do it. It was strange. It almost felt like I wasn't in control of Mario. I was trying to perform the BLJ, but I just accepted it and started playing Bowser in the Sky. Or at least that's what I was supposed to be going to play. Instead of this stage, I went to Big Boo's haunt. It was extremely weird to be entering this stage, but I also noticed the colors were negative. I froze as I was obviously not expecting this to happen. I was a little startled, scared even at this point. My first instinct was to just leave Mario 64 alone and try to play Mario Sunshine. But when I played that game, the colors were still negative. And even weirder, when I loaded the game, I instantly went to the hotel stage where you fight against the Big Boo. The Boo didn't spawn in and there was no sunshine to collect, so I was just stuck in that room. I left Sunshine and went to Galaxy and was expecting something similar to happen, and it did. I was stuck in another Boo stage, the Haunted Mansion, and trapped in a cage with Luigi. Again, there was no star to collect. When you talked to Luigi, he just never gave me the star, so there was no way out of here. I thought, okay, maybe this game is really glitching out for some reason. So I hit the home menu and attempt to close this game, but it wasn't just the game that was negative, the whole Switch was. This game was affecting my whole console. I didn't know what to do. I attempted to turn the power off, but even after holding down the power button for over 30 seconds, the console still didn't shut off. Now sometimes the console can be in a state where just normally hitting the power button doesn't cut it off. It's happened to me before. But holding the power button down for over 4 seconds is supposed to do like an emergency shut off. Very strange that it didn't work this time around, but believe it or not, this actually happened to me once before. The game console froze and even holding down the power button for a long time didn't cut it off. Although in that situation, I unplugged the game. But a sudden urge of curiosity made me go back to the game to play. I decided to play through 64 since I wasn't trapped as far as I was aware. The game was just a different color scheme, and I was in the wrong location. I saw Boo's and realized it was the first mission. Go on a ghost hunt. The game really was playing normally, except the colors. Each Boo I beat brought up the message, ha ha ha, ghosts don't die, we make it out of here alive. That's exactly what was supposed to happen. But when I beat the last Boo, the same message appeared. And this wasn't supposed to happen. The last one I beat was supposed to indicate the fight with the Big Boo would start. I was confused and looked around to see if I just missed one. Maybe I didn't count the right number of Boos, but I did not find another one. I thought about completing other stars, but couldn't manage to do so. I ran around aimlessly for a little while, until I fell down by accident. Normally, falling in this area puts you in the merry-go-round in the basement, but this time, that didn't happen. The game dropped me in Bowser and the Fire Sea. Strange, but the colors went back to normal. I was thankful for that at least, and when the game kept playing normal, I thought the game was done with all the weirdness. Except I still couldn't exit the stage. That's something I didn't mention before. When I tried to hit the pause button to exit the stage, it just didn't show the option to do so. I played through the stage and got to the end. I was half expecting the game to send me to a different location like it had done a few times before, but I was surprised to see that I was taken to the Bowser fight. Bowser said his words, but something at the end was different. burn in hell, then disappear. The fight started, but I was stunned by his words and caught off guard and slid down when Bowser shook the stage. I don't know if it was really me just playing bad or if the controls started going crazy, but I fell into the fire and couldn't get out. I lost a life, but instead of getting kicked out of the area, I spawned back into the fire, unable to get out, and another life lost, and again, until I got a game over. The game screen faded to black. I just sat and stared at the screen for a second, a little nervous, because I could not do anything. None of the buttons would work, except for the select button, which would take me to another game if I wanted to. I decided to do that, because I was curious. When I was in the booze house and changed the games, it brought me to another ghost stage. So where would it bring me if I did it now? But you know what they say about being curious. I picked Mario Sunshine. Mario once again spawned into the stage immediately when I picked it. This time, instead of a ghost stage, mimicking a fire stage like I had just been in 64. And like that stage, Mario spawned into the fire. He just started burning and losing lives again, until it was game over, and the screen faded to black. I was shaking at this point, and breathing heavily. I feared for Mario's life. For some reason, it felt like he was actually in danger, as if he was a real person and not a video game character. I tried to hit the home button, but it wasn't working. Maybe at this time I should have tried to turn off the power again. But instead I went to Mario Galaxy. Once again, Mario spawned in, and burned, and burned, and burned, until his last life appeared on the screen. He seemed to be stuck on that screen for a little while. I wish I had stayed, because this time, Mario didn't spawn into fire. He spawned somewhere else entirely. Maybe not burning would be a relief, since this seemed to be a representation of hell. But in my head, where Mario spawned next caused his permanent demise. Bowser's Galaxy creator. Mario spawned on top of antimatter and was erased from reality. Game over. The screen was black. No buttons worked. I was shaking. Seeing Mario burn over and over non-stop felt terrible, but then seeing it all end with him completely being erased felt way worse than that. Once the screen had been on black for what felt like an eternity, the switch said the game had been removed and booted me back to the home menu. I tried to reinsert the game, but nothing happened. It never popped up again. I don't know if anything could have been done to stop this once I started the game. Again, I never tried to unplug it, and part of me felt guilty for not trying to do so. But in the end, it felt like nothing could have stopped Mario from losing his last life.